TGIRL. You know I am that girl. TGIRL. That song has been stuck in my head. Like, it's really, really bad. Oh my God. Happy, happy Monday. Happy Monday. First day back at work since Thanksgiving break. It wasn't even really that long of a break, but I feel like I still have this, like, almost like culture shock. Like, I had a great time on break, so now not being on break anymore is actually painful. Like, I do not want to work. It's so funny because I'm always saying like that Kim Kardashian quote because it's like the wrong messenger. But I'm always like, nobody wants to work anymore. And it's me. It's me who doesn't want to work anymore. Oh, that's so sweet. Nobody wants to work anymore. Okay, y'all. As promised, I am here on live because I said you are guaranteed a live from Monday through Friday from me. And today we did not wake up on time. We did none of our morning business, so there couldn't be a morning live. We're sad, but we always get tomorrow. Every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow, you know? So tomorrow, we're going to try again. We're going to get up. We're going to do makeup, you know? Thankful for a live show that has goals behind it, okay? Things are being accomplished, okay? So today, the subject that would have been the subject had we been up on time was about relationships. A little bit about relationships. I've seen a lot of things on the For You page recently about trust. And I would love to see how you all feel about the concept of going through your partner's phone. I feel like it's so common, and I don't think it used to be. Well, granted, this is the first time in history that we've had this much technology, but like, it's something I couldn't see for myself. I have swapped phones with a boy maybe twice in my life, and it was like jokingly, like funny, swapping phones or whatever. And I'm just like, you can look through everything except me and my best friend's messages and the notes app, because some things no one should see. But that's it. I don't think I've ever actually genuinely went through somebody's phone. And I would love to know, I guess, how you all feel about that. If that's something that you do, if it's something you feel like it's appropriate, if you feel like it's a boundary line to cross. I feel like if I need to go through someone's phone, I shouldn't be with them. I can agree with that. If they can't leave it with me or are scared to face it up, then it's time to go through it. Why are you scared? Okay. Like, I see parts of it. My problem is, okay. This is going to sound really mean, but I think that sometimes when women go through, specifically female, male, because I can't talk from any other perspective. I think that sometimes when women go through men's phones, they want so bad to have not found something, but they know it's there. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you feel like it's there, you could just move on. But even worse than that, sometimes like they don't follow that feeling because they don't trust themselves. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's not something I can see for myself. It's really not. But also, a lot of the times when women, like people I know or whatever, have gone through a phone, they had no plan for afterward. You like willful and denialed your way through this whole argument. Then you got the phone. Then you looked through the phone. Then you found what you were looking for. And then what? Are you going to leave? Are you going to, you know what I mean? Like, are you going to actually do something with that information? Or did you just look through their phone? Hey, hello. And that sounds so mean. It sounds so mean to say, let that man cheat in peace. But if you took that man's phone and you looked through it and you found what you were looking for and you didn't plan on doing anything with that information, babe, move on. Let that man cheat in peace. If you weren't going to do anything about it, like, don't. I just don't see a reason. I don't see a reason. I have never gone through a phone, seriously, because, like, and then what? You know, like, okay, if you don't find what you're looking for, you've breached a trust boundary. You got your own blood pressure up or whatever. And I feel like he gonna start acting diabolical because you thought that I did, and you look through and you ain't find nothing. And like, it's so much gas to arguments that don't even need to happen. And then if I do find something, we got a whole nother problem. Like, why would I hurt my own feelings? Like, it don't make sense to me. Even if you don't think, the mere fact that intuition led you there. Exactly. I am not a person. Wait, now he's going to give you. Exactly. Now I feel like I got to do what you accuse me of doing. And I don't play that. Like, no. Once you get the feeling to go through his phone. Exactly. I have a lot of weird rules for relationships. Once I start writing messages in the notes app before I start sending them to you, once I'm like analyzing, it's time for me to go. Like, I have so many weird. It don't even got to get that far. If I think you cheating, you probably cheating. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. But I couldn't see it. I really couldn't see it. I understand why some people do it, but as for me in my house, like, I'm leaving your phone alone. That's between you and God. And I find out what I find out. And what's so funny is that anytime it was actually happening, or the one time that it was actually happening, I didn't see nothing of theirs. The information was brought to me. I just can't see it. I could not see it. Let that man cheat in peace. Leave that phone alone. Y'all are so funny. No, for real. No. No. Once I start doing stuff that it's not even characteristic of me, it's time to go. Like, I am not a person who, like, hesitates to talk, especially when I'm locked in with somebody. If I'm locked in with you and then all of a sudden I'm like, should I say one thing? Should I say another? It's time to go. I think that often people, not even just women, but people are, like, taught not to trust themselves. Like, you get this intuition or you get this, like, feeling, and it's like, no, but give it a chance, but give it a chance, but give it a chance, over and over again. And I'm like, bruv, like, you've been with this person for as long as you've been with this person, you know something about them. So trust yourself and move. Like, just move. They need the validation, and I hate that for them. I hate that for them. I was looking for you Sunday, but I forgot you said it was your day off. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was like, she's coming. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Sunday was my one day off. I did it one every day of break, but Sunday I was off, and I'm back. It's Monday. I never understand why cheating isn't a deal breaker. Okay, so in my experience, talking to people who stay past cheating, most of the time it's because of the fact that they look at cheating as a mistake. And the reason why I know I couldn't stay past cheating is because I don't think of it as a mistake. I think of it as a choice. I think of it as a series of choices. Like, in order for me to forgive you for cheating, I have to forgive you for every single choice that you made that led up to that. And I don't know. Some people think it's a measure of strength. Some people think so many things. Some people were like, that's all they saw, so they think they're supposed to repeat it. For me personally, I have to Yeah, no. I would have to literally forgive you for every individual text message, every individual. We wouldn't make it. Like, we just, the best way to boil it down is we might as well part ways. Because I couldn't do it. I mean, and what's even worse is how you figure out. Because, I mean, we still not staying together if you tell me. But if I figure out another way, meaning I had never figured out, you would have never told me. Yeah, no. Cheating takes a lot of planning, in my opinion. Like, especially if, like, depending on how far it goes, you worked for that. And I don't understand that either. They're like, well, do you have feelings for them, or did y'all just like sleep together? I'm like, I don't care what you have feelings for, babe. Babe, your feelings. Are you sick? No, for real. I'm like, I gotta forgive you for getting the phone number. I gotta forgive you for sending the first message. I gotta forgive you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every individual choice that you made. Now, I can't just forgive you for one thing but also, I'm kind of a brat. We all know that. Not too much. My relationships work the way they work and work at the success rate that they work because of my respect for the other person. And I know if I don't respect you, you can't lead me. You can't. You're going to say something and I'm going to go, in my head. And even if I don't say it out loud, you will feel in every action from that point on that I don't respect you. And I could be trying my hardest to. And it's like, and I hate that my brain even works like that. But even in like, you will know. You'll know 100%. Oh, thank you so much for the rose. I've been in a relationship 10 years and still can't answer that. That's wild. I'm so sorry. Why you get with a cheating African man, babe? I'm so sorry. I can't even catch a whiff of something heading towards me. Yeah, I can't do it. Okay, what is cheating to you? That's a good question. So everybody has a different definition, obviously. And I made a video about that a while ago about how I think some relationships fail because two people got together and they didn't sit down and actually figure out what individual definitions of like each thing are. What our definition of freedom is. What our definition of cheating is. What our definition. And I think that is very, very, like, that's very valid. That's a super valid question. For me, first of all, I'm monogamous. So let's start there. Let's start there. Anything out of mono, meaning you and me, is cheating to me. Like, it don't matter. Like, anything. Some people take it to extremes. Some people feel like you follow any girl on Instagram, you cheating. I think that's a little obsessive. I do. I think that's a little weird. I think that y'all are in a relationship. Y'all are not in a cult. Y'all are not in a gang. You know, there's no like false flagging. You liked her pictures, so now you're cheating. That's stupid. Now, if you comment, if you commenting spicy stuff on her pictures, if it's like not, a like and scroll, if it's like a shorty a little baddie, she my little like side eye, you know what I mean? But it's levels to everything. You're DMing. Your ass is grass. I mean, for lack of better words. You know what I mean? Whatever. But every single different thing has different depth. I also am a person that like, what's the best way to say it? Like, one of my things is don't do nothing. Don't do anything that if I did, you wouldn't be okay with. If you were 100% okay with me commenting on somebody's something or, DMing and whatnot, if you're 100% okay with that, okay, let's see. If you 100%, you know what I mean? And that's the negative Taurus thing in me. Do I believe in second chances? Depending on what they did. For cheating, I can't see it. But that's just me. I personally could not see specifically for cheating. No. No. I don't think that that's a second chance thing. I think that that's a breach of a contract. And don't let me be married. Married? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm. What if they get mad about a joke and storm off? First of all, I try to mess with people who are emotionally intelligent. So let's start there. We don't tell jokes intentionally that we know are going to piss each other off. I've never actually experienced that. No, literally, it's a literal breach if it's marriage. I don't play that. Can you tell me, in your opinions, what's the difference between a male and a female Taurus? That is a very good question. I think that female Taurus probably have a little bit more chill. That's not really all I got for you. I think that I think that the male Taurus. So the Taurus up, like our biggest strength and like hugest downfall is that like stubborn and aggression. I love them both. I am very stubborn in the way of like my goals. I can hyperfixate on this is what I want to do. I will get it done. You know, whatever. I have the constitution of a bull in that way. Like if there is something now, it is my way. I will get it done. Hello. And then, the problem is we can choose the wrong goal. For example, I have a Taurus friend, right? Messing with a dude, worst relationship I may have ever seen in my life. Like, worst relationship I may have ever seen in my life. And I think that though it's because of the fact that determination, that like stubborn, she put into a man. So once it was like the relationship started to go awry or whatever, it was like she had already locked into it. She was like, this will work. So it was like that constitution, that stubborn, but for all the wrong reasons. So I think it can be used positively and negatively. I think for men, the aggressive comes out more. And like I don't even know if I could deal with a male Taurus. I really don't. Because that like, I'm going to tell you what to do. Who? You tell who? Whoa. You know? It's over. You know, but we're going to see. You know? You never know. Okay. Hello. Can you deal with a lazy partner? It depends on lazy in what way. Because people generally call Taurus lazy, and I don't get it, because I don't know a Taurus that cannot work for days on end, that cannot, it reminds me of like all of the quotes from like Muhammad Ali and his like, I'll show you how great I am. I wrestle with an alligator, whatever. I walk through water, stuff like that. So I can't see that. I think that people call Taurus lazy because of how we use our leisure time. Oh, no fire to complete things? No. Hard no. But that's the thing. I couldn't see it happening to me. And the reason why I couldn't see it is because I'm literally not attracted to it. Lack of ambition is a turnoff. So I've never experienced it. And that's so very funny because like, it's so wild, like what we attract and what we're attracted to and whatnot. I couldn't even imagine being with somebody that did not work very hard. Even like the partners that I've had that have been like the least successful relationships, I would never be able to say anything about the work ethic. I still can't. Period. You said, but what if they're ambitious in certain things, but not everything? I know what kind of ambition I need. So, okay, if you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. If you can't tell me what to do, you cannot tell me what to do. And you'll know real fast. Real fast. And like, back to the original subject, we were talking about whether or not you should be going through somebody's phone, whether or not I don't know. I don't like it when you are willing to. I think that cheating boils down to a couple things for me. One, you were willing to make me look stupid in front of anybody, in front of everybody. One. Two, you were willing to disrespect me. In some situations, you were willing to lie to me. But all of that, like, put together boils down for me to, you were willing to make me unsafe. If me and you are my safe place. If we're together, I'm your safe place. You were willing to make me unsafe. Or I have created a safe place for you. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. Unless. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, there are situations that I think would make it more complicated. For example, when people have kids, adding another variable, when people have businesses tied together, when people have prenuptial agreements, I think that there are a lot of things. I see why in some situations people stay where they are. But the whole, like, I just love him so much that even though he literally did the opposite of what he promised to do when he promised to love me exclusively, we locked in, that I can't see. But if there's something else going on, I respect it. I can never, like, wholeheartedly, like, full on disrespect a woman for making the choice that she made, especially if she made it for her family. But right now, me, who ain't got no kids, who ain't got, no, nothing like that. No of them kind of the commitments. None of the, like, there's no man who is taking care of all of my bills, who is doing all of the whatnot. You know what I mean? Right now is when you have the freedom to leave. So you should be leaving. You should be, it didn't work out. That's okay. Smokey Robinson said his mama told him that he better shop around. Believing in change only goes so far. And the problem with that, the problem with believing in change too hard, is that you'll believe in something that they don't. You'll excuse things that they believe are okay. That's what he said on the record. He said, my mama told me you better shop around. Hello? On one hand, I'm like, yes, humans grow, humans change, yes. On the other hand, you're not going to grow and change immediately. You didn't just cheat it. You didn't cry in my face, and now I'll change. Why? And what's even worse than that is that now that they know they have cheated on you, they know they can cheat on you. You're excusing something that they're not trying to change. Choose two in a partner. Physical attraction, intimacy, security, chemistry. For me, okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I'm struggling. Okay? Physical attraction to me is really important. Some people can have long-term committed relationships that don't involve physical action. That's not on my list of goals. Everybody different, everybody different, but that's not on my list. Okay, 2, intimacy. That's a requirement. So of those so far, that's the only one that's like, yes. Security, really important. Chemistry to me is also really important. I love the game of relationships. I love the, like, I don't know. I'm a brat, but also I'm very, like, I just like the, all of the everything, the spicy, the funny, the whatnot. I love that. So it would really, really be hard for me to give up chemistry. So to not answer that question and answer that question, that's all I got. Okay, just say the video you made on Drake. Okay, oh, so thank you. People can change, but you're not going to change with someone else and not me. Yeah, I'm dealing with a Taurus. You're dealing with a Taurus man. Can y'all change? Not quickly. What does my necklace say? My necklace has my younger sister's name on it. She passed away this summer. Her middle name. I'm Aricia. She's Hache. Played in your head immediately. That's funny. I love that song. My mom tried to stay with my dad for us, and I literally told her we need to go at the age of 7. That's real. That's real. My mother and father divorced. Justifiable divorce. Whatever. And it was what's best. Some people were meant to be together. Some people were not. It just is what it is. Everybody you end up with, not you basically choosing all 4. Look, I don't know what to tell you. Love a good talking stage. Hello. No, she was talking about chemistry within a relationship. Like, I am a person, the talking stage never ends. I'm always going to be asking you questions. I'm always going to be being annoying. I'm always going to be, people say like the honeymoon stage and whatnot ends. I think people get lazy. And that's the difference. That's why I'm like, for me, chemistry is like not if we locked in, it's never going to be lost. Because I am a person, I do check-ins. I love a date. I love a scheduled date. I love whatever. A part of what also that like Taurus stubborn is that I refuse to let it die. It doesn't have to. It doesn't make sense for it to. We will be annoying at the 1-year mark. We will be annoying at the 2-year mark. If Drake don't send you a Birkin, yeah, y'all are so precious. I'm finna get a fake Birkin and move on with my life. A fake Birkin that don't nobody want to steal. Hello. Because I would not like someone to try to run through this house like the Tomb Raider for a $22,000 bag. Priorities. Y'all are so sweet. But yeah, I think that people get lazy. I think that is what happens. I don't think that the talking stage and whatnot, I don't understand the concept of like, there's a honeymoon phase and then it's over. Like, why? Like, it's not that hard. But I also think that what happens is people lock in too tight. And what I mean by that is like, sometimes when people get into relationships, all of a sudden they don't have an individual life. And that is going to run that honeymoon phase into the ground really quickly. It does not make sense for your partner to become your hobby. Thank you. I think that even putting in the work, if y'all are together too often, if y'all don't have individual lives, individual goals, if y'all can't grow individually while y'all are together, it'll end. It's going to end quickly. Like, that's a mistake that I've made in the past that I couldn't see myself making again. But when I made the mistake, it was because I ain't had nothing going on. So that man just become your life. No. Like, that's a terrible idea. Like, girl, you ain't got nothing to do. And that's even worse. Like, the original subject of this live, again, we were talking about going through people's phones, cheating, things like that or whatever. Like, why are you sitting around that man enough that you, like, worried about his phone? That's a whole nother thing. I'm sorry. Find something to do. That sounds so mean. But, like, girl, a hobby. Don't worry, it won't change the subject. I'm listening to the City Gworls right now. The experiment will be over on December 17th. That'll be day 60. technically day 62 because like in the middle I had this weekend where like 2 days. My mother's birthday, I took a day off because we went to go see this concert with her. Long story. But I added 2 days. So on December 17th, it'll end. I had a dream. Oh. Well, good luck to you. I wish you the best. Right now, me and my best friend, she came over last night and we talked about a whole bunch. But she's kind of like helping me figure out what artist I want to do next. I think the highest voted artist right now is Cleo Sol. Was it Rod Wave? I couldn't see myself doing a month of Rod Wave. I don't know if I would like that kind of sadness. But, everybody got their preference. Me personally, I couldn't see it. But, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. The most voted artist right now is Cleo Sol and similar artists. Right behind her is Beyonce. I feel like if he's doing something, I'm definitely going to find out without looking for it. I think that when you're with somebody and you're with someone long enough, you just know. He said, LOL, why people say that about Taurus men? Because, they're capable of change. Any zodiac signs do not dictate exactly who a person is. They do not, guarantee that a person is going to be a certain way. Many people, before we get cool, are like, you are not very Taurus. People assume that I'm Aquarius constantly. It makes sense because my moon and rising are water signs. But people constantly are like, you are very flow. You are very, and I am. However, I also am very, very stuck in certain places. So I get it. They don't dictate everything, but they are a nice guide to look at things. I haven't experienced a Taurus man who was as flowy as a Taurus woman, but I've not experienced every Taurus man, so I couldn't tell you. But I don't know. If I was getting cheated on by a Taurus man, I would leave. But that's just me. No disrespect, no. Yeah, I just no tea, no shade. But also, I don't know. Everybody sees cheating so differently. We had a live a while back where we talked about whether or not. Oh, thank you. We talked about whether or not cheating is something that can be it's to just be expected at this point in our lives and in the generation we live in and anything like that. Is cheating something that is just going to happen? And then when it just happens at this point, because of how often it happens, do we just charge it to the game? And a part of that sounds crazy because it shouldn't be that you just expect okay, cheating is going to happen at some point, charge it to the game. But at the same time, if every woman we know has a cheating story, had a friend that got cheated on, has whatever, it's almost like what we want the world to be versus what the world is. Excuse me, hiccups are beating me up right now. But I don't know. And then me, I'm such a lover girl recently that it's it would happen, it would hurt, I would charge it to the game, I would move on with my life. Next person. It's gonna suck, recover. Get over yourself. And then start over, We just don't have that kind of time. But also being hung up on somebody who obviously was not hung up on you and cheated on you. Stand up. But like for all of those reasons, all of those reasons, like stand up. I'm a lover girl too. I still believe in non-cheaters. I think that even though I believe that they exist, obviously they exist. Not every man can be a cheater. It's impossible. If it happens, you just gotta get up and move on. Like, get up, move on. I thought you were about to say you would stay. Yeah, no, I don't even know why you thought I would say that. It's sad. It is sad. It is sad. Mwah. But it is sad. I 100% can acknowledge that. But it's so common. And then what's even worse is that most of us are like regular, degular, schmegular people. And proud to be, regular, degular, schmegular. It just is what it is. Every baddie that we know then got cheated on. All of them. It ain't one that I can think of that like it is less common that it hasn't happened than that it has. Thank you. I just want to feel liberated. Yeah. I don't know where that song keeps coming from. There are two songs like on a constant loop in my head right now. One of them is what is it? Beautiful morning, you're the sun in my morning, babe. I listened to it like 10 days ago and it will not leave my head. And then ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. I don't even know what that girl name is, but it's just stuck in my head. But anyway, what's your favorite romance book? That is a good question. I don't know. I ain't read no romance books in a minute. And ain't that much romance in the Communist Manifesto. That's what I'm reading right now. Some people consider, obviously my name on this app is The Greater Gatsby. I love The Great Gatsby. But some people consider that a romance book, and I don't consider it a romance book. I don't consider it a romance book at all. Because, like, Gatsby was a psychopath. But, I don't consider, even though Their Eyes Were Watching God, Their Eyes Were Watching God is my favorite book of all time. Of all time. I'm so glad that so many opportunities have came to talk about that book because I never get tired of it. Every other live we're talking about that book and I'm never letting it go. But I don't consider it a romance book, even though most of the book is her in a relationship and talking about her being in a relationship. I think that is more of a coming of age story because the center of it is her. So she does fall in love in the book more than once, but it's so much more about her and her development as a person to me than it is about love. Like, it's a love story, but it feels like, to me, it feels like it's the story of how she came to love herself and who she met along the way. So, I don't know. I said all that to say, I got the book version of How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. It's probably that. Recently, anyway. Like within the last month, it would be How Stella Got Her Groove Back, the book. How do you feel about, oh my God. Okay. The Notebook is a classic. The Notebook is adorable. But that's it. It's classic and adorable. I think that I cried like the first time I saw it when I was like a teenager. But after that, it's like, okay, look. You know what one I really boo-hooed to? What was it? Another movie. I feel like it's called 50 First Dates. It's about a girl, and I think that she is like, I don't know if she has like dementia, but like she can't remember. So her partner like keeps having this same date over and over again with her or something like that. And I don't know if it was like Drew Barrymore or who is it. That movie, for some reason, like the way I boo-hooed, it was actually ungodly. Like, why are you crying about these white people in love? It was nuts. But anyway, what was the self-love one called? My favorite book of all time. My favorite book of all time. Here we are talking about it again. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I read it for the first time when I was 16. And I've been reading it ever since. I never let it go. Got like 3 copies. Are you a teacher? Yes and no. I have a teaching spirit. Unfortunately, I can't get away from education. I cannot get away from education. I'm trying. Trying hard. Trying right here. Trying to get famous, okay? But yes and no. I am not in a classroom anymore. I have an after school. I just teach in an after school program. That is hopefully the furthest I ever get back into like a classroom ever, like again in my life. But yeah, I'm trying to get out the trenches. Come and rescue me. Take me out the classroom. Take me out the trap. Take me out the market. Take me out the map. Trying to hit the group chat. Tell them it's the trenches, y'all. The trenches. Come and rescue me. I-T-G-R-L. I-T-G-I-R-L. That song is so very cute. I don't know what to call that genre of music. I feel like the genre that like Pink Panthers does is like just, it's so very adorable. It's like Powerpuff Girl music. You just like rock back and forth and you're like, mm-mm. The boys are liars. The boys are liars. You know, there are no dances you can really do to it. It's adorable. I-T-G-I-R-L. You know I am that girl. But yeah. On the subject again. Hello. Like back subject. I just couldn't see it. I love that someone asked that question though, like about what cheating is, because it does look so different. If you become the president, what is one thing you do and no one can stop you? I would never want to become the president. Let's start there. Okay? Never. No one woman should have all that power. But also, I am so very uninterested. Being the president of America would mean I would inherit so many issues that I didn't create, meaning individually or as a people. And no. That's all I got. Are you still doing your music challenge? Yes. How is it changing my personality? That is a very good question. I invite you to look at the Cymatics playlist that has now like almost 50 like videos in it from all of my Cymatics challenges and whatnot. What's funny is that at this point, because I'm in a dark period, which means I'm not making daily updates, people are telling me all the time that my mannerisms have changed. And of course, because I exist within myself, I don't notice all of that, but people are saying like they're like big changes. And it's like, very interesting. I-T-G-I-R-L. You know I am that girl. I just found you last night and I watched all of it. Oh, I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you. Thank you for being willing to listen. I appreciate it. Yes. Also, you appear brighter. That's interesting. I mean, you know, I don't know if you mean brighter like you mean like you're in a better mood, or brighter like complexion. Because, one of the many perils of being light skinned is that when you, in the winter, you just turn into like this weird shade of like sugar cookie. And I'm very much a non-fan. Whatever the word for unfan is, it's so awful. It's awful. Like, the going from like a nice brown bronze to like this weird snickerdoodle thing that's going on, despicable. Not to the degree that I want to like self-tan, but like, such a first world light skin problem. But like, I really, really hate everything about it. Not a good look. If you're in a dark period, you like post-punk and or rap. Oh, babe, by dark period, I meant dark period like there's no active videos. Not dark period like I want to, because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. Like that's not quite the goal, Babe, I was talking about the shade, the shade. We're not talking about pigmentation, but thanks. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. Y'all, I hate that like random TikTok songs just like cling to you. Like I didn't even know that song before TikTok, but like, cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind. I can't, like, and it's so liberating too. That's the worst part. Cause you'll just be chilling. And then, cause tonight, like, it's actually really bad. Like, it's really bad. There's so many just random songs that, like, I just learned from TikTok last year and year before. So I'm either under a rock or I'm in front of everybody's face. Like, there's no in between. So right now I'm in front of everybody's face. I'm catching the pop culture references, whatever. Something happened in 2021. I don't know what it was, but I just, under a rock. Yes, I do. Sexual assault. Sorry. That was like really, really dark, but like, that's what happened. And under a rock did not. Somehow I missed Throat Baby. I don't know how I missed it. A whole year went by. I hadn't heard it. Was that 2019, 20? I don't know what year that was. I don't know. But anyway, whenever it came out, I missed it. A year later, I discovered Throat Baby. When I tell you that I could not shake that song to the degree that it was my third most listened to song on my Spotify rap, like of the whole year last year, like it was bad. Throw baby, like it was so bad. Hello, I like to be like a like, okay, JT. Oh my God. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like, in the car. And then I discovered it during the summer. So imagine you like riding, and y'all know, if y'all be on my lives, like when I'm not posting them on YouTube, I listen to All Chopped and Screwed, All Slowed and Throw. So imagine like the slow version of Freak Like Me by Adina Howard going straight into the slow version of Throat Baby. Like, it was a great summer. I was cruising all summer, music loud, okay? So, yeah. It was a great summer. That was a great Spotify Wrapped. The one thing that I hate about this year is that, I mean, plenty of things, but what I hate about this year as far as on Spotify is that these experiments have destroyed my Spotify Wrapped. So every year I know exactly how it's going to come out. But because of these experiments, I'm sure it has shifted, like completely shifted what my playlist for the year is going to look like. So I can't wait to see it. I just got like the preview thing that says like update your Spotify app to make sure that you're on the most updated version so your Spotify Wrapped can come out. because it's gonna come, and I have no idea what it's gonna look like. Like, it could be full of Dolly Parton. It could be full of Megan Thee Stallion. It could be full of the City Girl. You know, I have no idea what it's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be some Yachty on there. But also, I've been to so many concerts this year. I think I crossed off like 20, 25 people off my like list for people that I wanted to see. So it's literally, it's going to be almost like a time capsule of everybody. So I can't wait to see it. Man, Yachty is that dude. I know I ain't finna start glazing. What y'all know? Y'all know how I feel about him. It's going to be wild. It's going to be so wild. I saw everybody this year. I saw Yachty twice this year. I learned who Teo was. I got Trevor Jackson tatted on my body when I met him. I saw the Sacred Souls. I saw Tim's. I saw Rema. I saw Fred again. Kendrick Lamar. Carol G. I saw everybody. So ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. So, you know. 'Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. Y'all got me started for real. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be so bad. I'm gonna hold down to that tomorrow. I'm sure I'm gonna be waking up singing it tomorrow. But yeah, I saw so many people. I'm trying to next year. I think my best friend trying to take me to Burna Boy. We're gonna see. I want to see. You saw Erykah Badu. You know what's funny? I had the opportunity to see Red Hot Chili Peppers this year, and I skipped them. I skipped them for Kendrick Lamar, actually. I saw TXT, which is a K-pop group. I saw Diesel. I literally like 20, 25 people. Freaking. It gotta be more than 25. I'm like the Clark sisters, Kirk Franklin, Tamala Man. I saw everybody this year. What was your favorite this year of concerts? Probably Kendrick Lamar. I saw Yachty twice, and Kendrick Lamar might still be my favorite concert. Kendrick Lamar was different. Yeah. I think what has been really, really interesting to see about this, not necessarily connected to this experiment, but related, is that every single person's crowd really is a reflection of them and what they care about and what they're okay with and what they find respectful and what they don't. Some of the stuff that I saw people do to other musicians. I saw Drake this year too. I saw 21, yeah. But some of the stuff that I watched people do to certain musicians would never happen to other musicians. Kendrick Lamar's crowd, believe it or not, was my favorite crowd. Lana Del Rey I saw too. I'm it's just people. I saw literally over 30 people. I had to be. But I had never been in a crowd that big to see a person. Kendrick Lamar's crowd, it was nuts. And it was so where we were, it was so chill. But also I had never Kendrick Lamar is a person that will say all the black people, put your phone up, turn it around, turn the flash on. If any of them say the N-word, post it online. He is not playing with them people. And it was so wild because I just was somebody gonna say it. Somebody in this section gonna say it. Somebody gonna, and when I tell you silence, it was but it was very, very, it was kind of weird almost to hear people, white people singing King Kunta, just because of the fact that some of them you could tell they didn't know what it meant. But also on top of that, You know what I mean? Them saying like, they're like white women going, black man got the whole world. You know, I was like, oh, okay. But it was really fire. Like, there was so much going on, but it was such a vibe. Like, the whole thing was such a vibe. Kendrick was different. And then, like, in comparison, like, some other rappers, like, when I saw J.I.D., he's somewhere that sits in between. So there were, like, a whole lot of, like, there was a whole lot more black and brown people out there when he was performing. But, like, because he's a smaller artist, because he's a, you know what I mean? I guess, wouldn't say he's not mainstream, because he definitely is. But his crowd is definitely not as big as Kendrick Lamar's. So it was just like it was so crazy to get to watch, because I saw them at a festival, to get to watch how the crowds, like how actual people would move and a new demographic would come in. Like, it was like the space was changing every single person, like every single performer. And it was really, really crazy to get to see. And then you get like Yachty, who at the beginning of this year, I was a fan of Yachty, but I wasn't as deep as I am in now. Like, when the first time I saw Yachty, I saw him at Lollapalooza. So you talking every single different section has a different vibe. So in our section, people, you know, rapping, saying the words, whatnot. In the front, it's a mosh pit. It's whatnot or whatever. Then a couple weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago, I saw Yachty in a venue. And we were in the front. So we was in the mosh pit that time. I didn't even know that his crowds were like that. Like, I knew they were like that. But being in it was like, the videos I have, like, we were wilding. It was so fun. It was worth it. It was worth it being in the front. Like, I got videos of Camo and Kara, like, they were literally right next to us, got to, like, shake hands with them, you know, whatever. But I was like, oh, this what y'all do? Y'all be up here like that? Yeah, nah, I love y'all. It was so nice to experience this for my first and last time. Next time, we on the balcony with it, you know, with a little drink. We gonna chill. Never again. I love y'all though. Y'all got spirit. That's so funny. Kendrick is the dude. Kendrick is that dude. How do you feel about separating the music from the artist, especially when they did something wrong? It depends on what they did wrong. The pit is real. My friend got her glasses punched off her face. Yeah, these dudes got to fighting right next to us at Yachty. Like, throwing them. And what's interesting and, like, about, like, Yachty is that he is a person that, like, he's super, super, like, shrug. Like, it happened. That's wild. Let's move on. You know? And you can see that in his crowd. Like, there were people who were like, I would never, like white people who were like, I would never say the N-word. And then there are white people who were like screaming it. And they didn't have any issues with each other. Whereas at Kendrick Lamar, you could tell that a white person would have policed another white person. But that is directly connected, in my opinion, to the artist's opinion of different issues. I can see that though. So when we went to see Diesel, we saw Diesel at a festival as well. And that was like the same kind of, like, so at Lollapalooza, every stage has a different vibe. Like, one of them is known more for like R&B. Another one is like the Afro beats, the, you know, more Caribbean and whatnot, the K-pop, like the, I hate to say it, but like multicultural stage. And then there's one that is 100% EDM, 100% of the time. So you are guaranteed boom, 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 headbanging, you know what I mean, moving. You know what I mean? The whole time. So when we went to see Diesel, I think Skrillex or something like that was there too. Like, you talking DJs. When we were over there, it was like constant moshing. Constant, like they was coming out, mud on their shoes, whatnot. Like, it was wild. Over there, you kind of expect that. So it was just like, it is what it is. But in different areas, I can definitely say it was like some like real kind of like sketchy, unsafe stuff going on. But anyway, let's say somebody like Chris Brown. Oh, Christopher. Is that what we talking about right now? I ain't got nothing else to talk about. I ain't got nothing to say. So many people have so many different opinions, and I think that I understand many of them. But just because I understand the perspective don't mean I gotta consume it. And what I mean by that is, like, Christopher ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't seek out Christopher's music. I think the reason why people have so many different reactions is that we, as regular people, I feel like when we can have a beef and never work with that person again, we can have an issue and never see that person again, never anything like that. Hollywood, like, celebrity is a job. And because celebrity, I mean, it's so weird to think about, but celebrity literally is a job. So you will go to the same work things. You will go to the same award shows. You'll go to the same, whatnot. And it doesn't really matter whether or not you're cool or whether or not you have a problem with someone. So it's always really, really interesting to see what choices the individual celebrities make. For example, obviously, the most famous thing, or the thing he's most famous for doing, notoriously, would be the incident between himself and, Bad Gal Riri, if you will, which happened over a decade ago at this point. They've since worked together again. She's since very openly been like, yeah, we're cool. And it gives off very, very mixed messages to other people, because I think that because other people weren't involved in that situation, we look for, like, I guess what side to take from the people who were involved. So it's so very weird. I don't know. I think that it always, to me, depends on what they did. And also whether or not they're still doing it, because that makes a huge difference. Someone that I've spoken out against on multiple occasions, and no matter how famous I get, will always speak out against, is Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't rock with R. Kelly. I never will rock with R. Kelly, but that doesn't really have to do with, it doesn't really have to do with the world and its opinion of him, or when he got canceled. It has a lot to do with the fact that I'm from Illinois, or that I spent the most of my life here. And I know people personally who could tell you what his truck looked like, because where he was always sitting at, it's about 5 different high schools. Homewood Flossmoor being like one of the bigger, more notorious ones, where he was at the games. He was picking people up. He was inviting people to parties. He was, and when I say people, I mean children. So from my own proximity, I have an even bigger problem with something that the world has a problem with, if that makes sense. So, like, I don't know. I don't know about separating the artist. That right there, I could never separate it for bigger reasons than the whole, like, artist versus art situation. So, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I have no opinions. For real. That's so funny, because I just literally gave, like, a long opinion. And I'm like, I have no opinions, but, cool in the we have to be professional, because I doubt they're friends. I don't know. Because I don't know them. And that's so very tough. I think what can be really, really hard for us as regular people is realizing that, or acknowledging that we'll never know. We can make as many theories. We can cut as many people off. We can cancel people. We can decide personally that we don't want to rock with them, and we'll still never know. And what's even worse than that, on top of the fact that we'll never know if it actually ever even made a difference. Because who we cancel individually doesn't necessarily mean that the world is doing it. For example, perfect example, Daniel Caesar. At one point, the black community, when I say eradicated, he had like a hit or so, and the black community said, he said something, and the black community said, no. But it didn't hurt his overall success. In fact, his second album did better than the first, and he didn't apologize for doing that thing until after the album dropped, if I remember correctly. He works with the bigger artist. He, whatnot. He said, I don't make music for you Negroes. And then he continued to not make music for the Negroes. And it didn't matter, So it sounds really, really shady and really, really kind of like condescending. But like Mitch Going Mad, who I really should not pay any attention to. But anyway, Mitch Going Mad, he tweeted, he was like, I thought I got canceled this one time. And then I just went outside. And even though that is like really, really kind of insensitive, it's true. Cancellation applies online, but it doesn't really, unless it's a hard cancel and everyone kind of agrees. I think that it sounds bad. It sounds really bad. But one of the most relevant things that Chris Brown has done is that situation. Even if he never releases music again, he will always be remembered for that situation. And it's not a great thing to be remembered for, but relevance is worth something. And it's sad, but it's true. And that's a huge part of the problem with what's going on the internet right now. Like, people have realized that relevance is lucrative. So there are a whole lot of like influencers who are, I am a person that like, when people tag me in stuff, what is your opinion of this? And it's like something that they know is awful, that they know I would hate that opinion of, I'm never going to make a video about it. Ever. But the reason why is because I am dedicated to not pushing the content that I don't want to see. Me stitching someone's content and going, this is wrong, is still me stitching someone's content. And it's still going to push them in the algorithm, which is going to give them what? Relevance. The algorithm is numbers. It don't know what they're saying. It just knows that it's relevant. And because you've added to its relevance, now it's worth something more. And they can go to companies and they can go to places, they can go, look, these are the clicks I have. This is the evidence I have that I am relevant and I helped. And we haven't as a community yet learned that speaking out against everything is not always the best way to go about it. Some things we have to ignore because as long as you know how people, that quote in the black community where it's like, say their name. If as long as you say their name, you keep them alive, you keep their whatnot. We have to let some names die. Let Kevin Samuels die. let them die. You know what I mean? We gave them relevance. For good! Every time I hear it, for good, I hear it in Dr. Umar Johnson. Some of them gonna have to go to sleep. For good! But that's what I mean. I think that sometimes, I think that nothing's better than being forgotten. In certain situations, forget them. I see you driving around town with the girl I love, and I'm like, forget you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hello? Forget them. I can't even tell you how many people we've made famous just off relevance. Not talent, not Not talent, certainly not merit. Just relevance. Because relevance is worth something. People that didn't got famous off a meme. So usually how this works is that we do like an hour of the topic, and now we're in like the half hour of us just talking about anything. The topic tonight, we were talking about cheating. We were talking about whether or not you should go through someone's phone. And now we're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about celebrities and separating the artist from the art and whether it's possible and forgetting people. But y'all remember like about it's like 2-ish years ago, a year or so ago, honestly, when everybody had a take about dating. Everybody had the most disrespectful thing to say about one gender or another gender or whatnot. And then all of a sudden, all of them had a platform. And everybody's platform got bigger and bigger and bigger because people were, that's wrong. That's not okay. Yeah, you can't say that. We made them relevant because we couldn't shut up. And that's what it is. I've exited my speak against everyone phase. I'm just not there anymore. Y'all know I would disagree. And that's what it is. Sometimes when people tag me and stuff, I'd like to hear your thoughts. You just want to hear me say that's what you know I'm going to say, which is, this is stupid. But relevance. When is the next cymatics experiment? The next one starts when this one ends. This one ends on December 17th. And the next one will start on the 1st of next year. I will have 14 days to rest and recalibrate because this is the longest experiment I've ever done on myself. And then I will start again on the 1st. Hello. But even that, how many have you done so far? Experiments on myself? Child, I couldn't even tell you how many experiments I've done on myself. Specifically, cymatic experiments that have been filmed for the TikTok, 3. ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. How do you feel about your sense of style during this period? Actually, I literally just posted a video about that today. I invite you to go watch it. ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. That's a good question. Sorry, I feel like I just like turned like a dog, but I just realized that there was like a pattern on the screen, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was just a timer. I didn't realize that was there until just now. That's suspicious. That's weird. But anyway, the question was, do you feel like you're becoming more yourself or you're changing? I think that there's only one way to find out. We'll see. A lot of people think of many things. A lot of people have asked the question flat out, have you become a city girl? And I think that is such a strange question. And the reason why is because I think that when people ask that, they ask it with a bias. And what I mean by that is like everyone has their own individual definition of what a city girl is because of their own feelings about what a city girl is. For example, someone flat out told me just last night that that was a terrible media choice that I made. And it was unfortunate. And obviously that is like a perfect depiction of their bias. And I said, okay. I mean, because I don't care. But, you know. Side note, you're beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hello, the word bias, I don't think I've ever used it so much in my life since I started this experiment. It's so important. It's everywhere. It's unconscious. Everywhere. It's also very on, like every single, depending on what community you come from, you feel a city girl is one thing. Depending on what background you have, depending on your gender, depending on, like, everyone has a different definition. ITGIRL. I can't get it out. You know I am that girl. Oh, thank you. But yeah. We had like 17 minutes. Do we have any questions? Where are you from? We talk about this every night. Midwest. ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. Very good. I'm glad I could answer that question via the video I posted. I just want to feel liberated. Yeah. I'm going to tell y'all a secret because there are not that many of you here. If I had not opened up voting for who would be the person who was going to start or be the cymatics experiment person for January 1st, it was going to be Janet Jackson. When I went through all of the voting and whatnot, it was how often I saw the names that I saw, I like started to count them up and I went, okay, there is 7 that people have like said. And that's why I made the pin video to let people like voice their opinions and go, this is like, try to see who people really, really want. But if it had not been for that, like if I had not seen so many reoccurring names, it was Janet Jackson. Because people of the world today, are you looking for a better way of life? Hello? What? She is also a Taurus. We love a Taurus woman. But that's a secret. Maybe we'll spin that block at another point. But right now, we got 7 people, you know? People of the world today. Maybe. I wouldn't discount it. Are subliminals different than cymatics? Subliminals is a specific method of like music, I suppose. If I understand that correctly, like subliminals is kind of like, so cymatics is the study of visible sound. And the way I experiment with it is that cymatics is like there are experiments done on, initially all of the experiments I've seen done were on sand and on water, where essentially they would play sounds and they would play, you know, whatnot, and to watch how it manipulated a medium, most of the times water. We are beings made mostly of water. Our brains are extremely malleable. Our bodies are extremely malleable, whatnot. What we fill ourselves with, media-wise, or my theory anyway, media-wise and music-wise or whatever, manipulates the water within us. And it helps, like, change or whatever. Well, that was my theory when I started. Now, I have so many other theories, so many others. I think that it's safe to say that subliminals and cymatics work together, but cymatics is there whether subliminal is there or not. Cymatics is how sound changes a thing in my opinion. But that's just me. There are plenty of people who have said I'm doing about this wrong, but I don't care because they're not going about this at all. So I don't take criticism from anybody that I wouldn't take advice from. So if you aren't doing your own experiment, or you aren't, doing anything or whatever that I can learn from, I don't really care. What artists are you using now? You can see my cymatics playlist right now that has all of my videos in it related to cymatics. I think it's like 50 videos at this point. Can you talk about what you know of subliminals in advertisement? I don't know that much about subliminals in advertisement, but what I will tell you is that I feel like I've learned more about advertisement in this experiment than I ever have in my life. I've never paid so much attention to advertisement. And I think that it's much less about subliminal and more about science. Way more about science. I think that subliminals are very like, when people talk about them, they talk about it in a very like heebie-jeebie, almost like they're using the things to program us. And I don't think that it's like that at all. And in fact, I think that the way people look at it like that is something that keeps people from seeing how it actually happens. Because I feel like what people are looking for is like some weird like devil worshipy, or like to hear somebody saying something in backwards or whatever, like in a very, very old school heebie-jeebie way. And it's not like that. Like, I talked in one of my YouTube videos about how prior to this experiment, I don't think I'd ever been, oh, thank you. Because of the content I consumed, I don't think I'd ever been advertised some of the more materialistic things that I have been now. But also some like substance things, like getting commercials for vapes and for like alcohol and stuff like that. It's so very interesting because it's something that I literally never saw before. I can't even think of like times, you know what I mean, or whatever. But it's because I think that even that has to do with bias. I think that we are social media, the algorithms of every social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whatever it is, are like sorting hats. And once you start liking specific things or whatever, it starts to send you other specific things that it thinks align with that. And I think one of the most interesting things to me is that St. Jude's Children's Hospital, I find the ad so annoying. I find it so annoying and long. And sometimes I would just sit through it and be like, be for real. But I think it's because of the fact that I consumed prior to this experiment the content that the algorithm assumed was like intellectual content. Like the kind, like almost they assume that I'm the type of person that donates to children's hospitals based on the content that I consume. And after I started this experiment, I've never seen the advertisement again. And it's so wild because that, even though I wasn't paying much attention to the advertisement that I kept seeing, like the advertisements I had been seeing before, that's one that sticks out. So it sticks out so much that I notice I haven't seen it. But there are so many little things like that. So many itty bitty little where I'm like, oh, like I wonder why the algorithm itself thinks that this is my interest now. And another person felt like my experiment is invalid because of the fact that they're like, well, this is not brainwashing because you're seeking out media. And my argument to that is that it is impossible for us to consent or to seek out everything that we see. The things that are brought in advertisement, the things that are our content that we seek out is sandwiched between. The things that are in the back, the things that are in the, like, there are so many more things at play than we are asking for. And that's what I will say. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Every individual person, like when I first started this TikTok, it was just a spam. Like I would just post chaotically. It was like whatever. And then I started taking it seriously. Well, what actually happened is that I accidentally went viral because I accidentally started this filter trend. I didn't realize I was one of the first people to use like this one specific filter, and then like it got almost 1 million views, and I was like, dang, I literally came here to be chaotic, and now that's gone because people are like know where I am. But anyway, when I first started this TikTok, I was baffled. Like I saw stuff that I had never seen before. Like on my first profile, like all of the random TikToker people like that are super super famous that I'd never seen them before. Like Charli D'Amelio had never come up on my For You page, and then I started this one, and I was like, oh my god! But it was because of the fact that they hadn't found where I fit yet, and that's how the TikTok algorithm works. So you like things, you whatnot, and it goes, okay, that's your interest. And then you like one, and it gets more and more specific. That's your interest. This is your interest. And then soon you have this curated feed of only what you want to see and only whatnot. But the amount of information they've taken from you to get that, it's kind of terrifying. ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. But that's the thing. It's like nobody asks to be advertised to. And I'm like, not necessarily, but also we consented to it. Being here at all is consent to it. The world is a shopping place. That's it. That's it. We done took over everything. We done colonized everything. We done bought everything. All that is left to colonize is the human brain. That's it. And that sounds really, really bleak. Like when you say it like that, it sounds so very bleak. But it's true. That's really it. We've used everything. We have all of the resources. We've stolen. We've lied. We took it. We've destroyed. Like and then when I say we, I don't mean us, the people, but us, like the species. There is nothing else to colonize. So they needed to find ways to have walking, breathing advertisements. And we got influencers. We got, so many different things. And now parasocial is real. Like, even us sitting here, I feel very familiar with you all. And some of you have even been like, this feels like a FaceTime call. Like, we're just kicking it. But if we met each other in real life, who's to say we would actually get along? We don't know that. You know what I mean? But the, blurred lines between what's for real and what's not have created so many different groups. And so many different, so many different scary things that we don't pay any attention to. It's tough. It's real tough. Do I know Bashar? No. ITGIRL. We know I am that girl. Earworms are so very interesting because you'll be chilling and it's just like this song that's constantly, I am that girl. Wild stuff, y'all. Wild stuff. But yeah, I think that we have to work. Yeah, girl, we only gonna be on here for 4 minutes and 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 seconds. 4 minutes exactly now. But anyway, I told y'all were guaranteed a live from me Monday through Friday. So I was like, before I go to bed, y'all will get a live from me because that's what I said. Take care. You're definitely reminding me of the one SpongeBob episode where he couldn't stop singing. Thank you so much. I can see that. I can totally get that. That was a really bad phase for me. Like that. Do you know how hard it is to get a SpongeBob song out of your brain? Oh my God. It's bad. Like F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. Oh my God. N is for anywhere. It's tough stuff. For me, it was I'm a goofy goober. Rock. Goofy goober. Isn't that called? I have no idea. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Good night. We got almost that 2 minutes left, y'all. Any questions? Any final thoughts? The blessings of whoever you would wish to be blessed by be upon you. I bless you in the name of whoever you wish to be blessed by. I hope that you have a lovely Tuesday. I don't want to work tomorrow. Y'all don't want to work tomorrow, I'm sure. Because who wants to work? Capitalism sucks. But we're going to push through. You know? We're going to push through. The best time to wear a striped sweater. That's a hit. That is a hit. But don't nothing hit as hard as the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. What? Krusty Krab. What? Hello? That is a jam. Okay? It's so many songs of SpongeBob that went way harder than they needed to. Jellyfish Jam. Like what? Like what? A hit. Hello? Crazy. A hit. We down to 1.5 minutes, y'all. Sending you love. Sending you peace. I hope you have such a great day tomorrow. I hope you're not letting no little boy stress you out. I hope may your rear get fatter. Hello. May your eyes be bright. May your lashes grow. I hope we all just have a lovely day. Hello. No, for real. SpongeBob was definitely $4. Night. Have a fantastic day tomorrow. I love y'all. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Hello. Hello. I hope y'all have such a great night. And I will see y'all bright and early in the morning if I get up on time to do makeup for breakfast beat. Okay? Where we beat our face before many of the girls have even had breakfast. 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. If Aricia Grace is awake and she has worked out and she has stretched. Because Aricia Grace has the goal of being able to do the splits by the end of next year. Before I tore my hamstring, I had my middle splits was like, it was okay. It was in there. And then I tore my hamstring and I couldn't be on the pole for a year. Aricia Grace is getting her splits back. She's getting back on the pole and she could not be more excited. Hello? So if we are up, if we are warm, if we are stretched, we'll be on camera 7 or 8 a.m. depending which one. We're going to see which one we make it to. Hopefully we make it. Because today we did not make it. But yeah. So much love. Have a very great night. Good night.